Hey, folks, this is Matt once again. Hope everyone's doing okay on this Thursday night. Country Shape, K Dog. To answer K Dog, no, I have not seen that film, so I can't say anything about it. Hey there, Darmel Spider. Again, hope everyone is doing okay on this Thursday night. And we'll see what happens next. Don't have anything. Don't have anything planned to talk about. Just usually these are just sort of the hang out and things of that nature. Shoot the shit, so to speak. Hey, Bobby, I'm doing okay. Thank you, Lucas. Hey, Dolph Gold Dust. Hey there, DJ Mexicano. Hello, everyone. Kevin, I'm doing okay. How are you doing? Alto, hello there. John, Ben, hello, everyone. So the way the streams began to just be saying hello to people who come into the chat. Hello there, Jackie. Bobby, no, I've never heard of that film. Janitor. Hello there, Jonathan. A Tenchi fan, hello there. Country Shape, doing okay. No problem, Rapid Kirby. No problem at all. Hey, John. Zuoku, how you doing, man? How's it going, man? How are you doing? Nice picture of your cats that you put on YouTube. Uh, well, okay. I don't know. Do you want me to say your first name, Darth Gold Dust? Because I did get one, but I don't know if you want me to say your first name because it doesn't show your username. Hey there, Ryan. Roll Flush. Hey there. Because it doesn't say what your username. It has your real name when you send it on PayPal. So some people don't want their name to be known, so you have to let me know. Brian, is that the one, Brian? If so, I did get it. I've never seen The Greatest American Hero. I've heard of it though. I know of the theme song. Hey there, Jedizilla. Hey there, great man. Jackie, I'm sorry. I have no idea how Blue Beetle is one of the best films of the year for you, but hey, good on you, man. I have no idea what you mean and what you're talking about, but teach their own. Teach their own. I mean, it's just as generic as any other superhero movie, other than there's Latinos and they're flying a vehicle that has a uh, ass weapon, which is a fart machine weapon. But hey, maybe that shows how crappy of a year it is. If that's the best movie you've seen all year, because it has been a crappy year. Dark Harvest, don't know what that is. Very sci-fi film, I don't know. A lot of films to choose from. Friday 30 Part 3, I don't mind it. That's cool, Ryan. I'm glad you enjoyed that video game playthrough. That's it's cool. It's cool to get requests like those. It's pretty fun. Nice change of pace too. A melee weapon, however, zombie apocalypse, I have no idea. Can't tell you. Probably a spear to have some distance. Probably a spear type weapon. Favorite clown horror movie? There's a film, Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I'll go with that. I disagree. I think the Perfect Weapon's great. Haunting on Venice Hill, never heard of it. Kevin, well, what made Alien 3 good is not killing everybody. That'd be one. How about don't kill everybody? Favorite Nick Cage action movie? Con Air. My answer would be Con Air. Favorite Nick Cage film and Nick Cage action film. So yeah, Con Air would be the answer to that. You like Clerks 3? Teach their own. I have no idea what there is to like about Clerks 3, but I didn't teach their own because there's no jokes in the film. There's a shitty story, and it makes Clerks 1 and 2 pointless. But if you like Clerks 3, teach their own, even though to me there's nothing to like about the film. But hey, again, there's no jokes in it. It's not funny. It makes Clerks 1 and 2 pointless, and it shits on all the characters. But hey, Rage, I don't remember the film. Hey, Jack. Ah, thanks for watching the videos. Your favorite horror movie of the year so far? I don't know if there's been any good horror movies this year. What horror movies have even been released this year? Hey, Silverwings, hope you're doing well, man. Sorry that YouTube screwed with you last night. Bullshit. Bullshit, bullshit, bullshit. Stupid YouTube. Then they cut off the whole damn ending, but that's YouTube for you. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I haven't seen The Greatest American Hero. I've heard of the show. I would not call Megan a horror film. It's a horrible film. Remaster Tomb Raider 1 through 3 for PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch. That's cool, but I probably will not get that. Who cares about the new Exorcist film? Who really cares? Hey there, Movie Maze. Was 1982 the best summer for movies? It was a good summer. I don't know. I mean, most say it's the best, but I don't know. There's a lot of good summers back in the day, and it's certainly not this year. I disagree, Jad. I think Evil Dead Rise was crap. I think Stream 6 was crap. Stream 6 offered nothing except we're in a city, which even Stream 3 did that and did that better. Stream 6 was a lame ass finale. Evil Dead Rise did nothing except have a lot of shit dialogue like, I got the creepy crawlies in my tummy. And then rip off the thing at the end. It just dog shit movies this year. Dog shit horror movies, especially. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey, I never saw the first one. Hey there, Victor. What's your vector, Victor? Roger, Roger. Scarecrow Al Pacino, never saw it. Yeah, I don't give a crap about the new Exorcist film. I don't know who does. Will do. Well, I like Evil Dead Rise. You have that big creature running around that looks like a ripoff of the thing. I did a poo in the ICU. I don't know what's funny about that, but teach their own. Yep, Ryan, I did get that request. I actually filmed it. I'll upload that in the upcoming week or so. Thank you, Ryan. Hey there, Alex Movie Collector. Hope you're doing well. Hey, Charles. Sorry to hear about your grandfather. Wish him the best. Yeah, but I did not see Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. Didn't care to, and got no request for it. So not gonna waste my time then. Just why would I? Wish Arnold and Sly made movies together back in the 80s and 90s. Well, they were at odds with each other. They hated each other back in the day. They hated each other. So that's their egos down the way. Otherwise, they could have done Face Off because that was the original idea: Stallone and Schwarzenegger in Face Off. But no, we couldn't get that. Then see Equalizer 3. It has 3 minutes of action. That's not good for an action movie then. If it has 3 minutes of action. My favorite color, red. Alice Movie Collector, I just uploaded a review of Loaders Run like today or yesterday. Did you, I don't know, did you check the channel today? There's a review like right there. That's like the newest video from yesterday. Alex Movie Collector. Dog Day Afternoon, I haven't seen it forever, so I can't tell you. Haven't seen him forever. Yes, I did. Your video was awesome. Then why did he ask what my thoughts were if you saw the video? You saw the video where I said you don't have to explain that to me, Alex Movie Collector. What's your thoughts on Lotus Run? Oh, I've seen the video where you shared your thoughts on it, but what's your thoughts on it? I haven't seen Across the Spider-Verse. Hey, Broad Stipe. Does True Light deserve merchandise? Sure. Ghostbusters Men in Black crossover? No. I wouldn't have given a shit. Favorite movie 85? Rambo First Blood Part 2. His name was Jason. Skip it. Just watch Crystal Lake Memories. Do you think Canada should have played Jason Freddy versus Jason? Sure. Did I see Guardians of the Galaxy 3? No, I didn't. Well, thank you, Lucas. Well, thank you for the super chat, and your content helps me with my depression. Thanks. Well, I'm sorry that you're going through depression, man. I'm I hope you get better. I hope things get better. Well, the state of the affairs, I think everybody has a way of depression, so I can't blame you for that. But again, thanks for the super chat, and yeah, wish you the best, man. Just take it day by day. That's all we can do is just take it day by day. And no, I haven't seen Guardians of the Galaxy 3. I didn't see Mike's review of it yet either. There's a Ghostbusters Men in Black crossover board game. That's cool. I haven't played board games in a long, long time. Mosquito Coast, I've never seen. Can't say anything about it. It Chapter 2, uh, wasn't a fan of it, especially of the CGI Pennywise baby that they make fun of, which is a whole stupid ending. People think the ending with the spider is bad in 1990 film. No, it's masterpiece compared to how they ended in the new one. Masterpiece. Favorite canon film? Hmm. I don't know. I have to think about it. Death Wish 3 is a good one. Cyborg, I like. Cobra doesn't count because they really weren't involved with Cobra. It just they put their name on it because Warner Bros. Needed to use Stallone for a while to do Cobra, but he was under contract for Canon, so Canon said, "Fine, you to have Stallone for a bit, but put our name on it." Yeah, I wish they had done Contra. That would have been cool. But again, they hated each other. Can't set aside their ego, and a lot of missed opportunities because of that. Case for killing Michael Bean, never seen it. Yeah, I always enjoyed Cyborg. It Chapter 2 is so disappointing. Well, yeah, you didn't think the whole finale would be them making fun of Pennywise and he turns to a fucking CGI baby. Mr. Bean could not get into him. Not my cup of tea. The Suffering movie based on the video game. I've heard of the video game. I know a bit about it. I've seen a playthrough of it a long, long time ago. I think you get multiple endings, a good and a bad ending. It was PS2. Be Amazed never saw. Who's the biggest movie star ever? I don't know. I have to think about it. Smash Mouth, I only remember like the one or two songs, All Star and like one more, so I didn't really follow their career. But I know the lead guy passed away recently. Uh, yeah, I have Cold Fear. I played it Cold Fear on the channel, and I have it here on PlayStation 2. I might play it again one day just for fun, because that's a personal favorite of mine. And if you know what you're doing, it's pretty short to get through. James Cameron's worst film, Avatar. Favorite bird? I don't know. This bird. I don't have a favorite bird. The one in my pocket. Do you like domestic disturbance? I don't, unless I get caught and charged. Then I don't. If they catch me, I don't. But I know the movie with John Travolta. It was all right. Who do you like more? I guess Mark Wahlberg, because at least he did the big hit. And well, no, I'll go with Channing Tatum. I like 21, 22 Jump Street. I liked White House Down. Um, so I like those. I'll go with him. Leviathan video game? No. I mean, there are underwater video games. There's Deep Fear for Sega Saturn, which I know Silverwings played on his channel. So you'd watch that. Deep Fear for Sega Saturn. I did, and Silverwings did a playthrough. You'd watch that. Probably the closest you would get to a Leviathan video game. Courage the Cowardly Dog, I would choose. John, I can't answer that. We'll just see how things fall through the cracks. We'll just see how it goes. So yeah, zero cool. I can't answer that about the. We'll see what happens. What is Control, a Tenchi fan? I don't know what Control is. Have you started Control yet or making videos on it? I don't know what that is. What is Control? Have you seen the TV edit of Die Hard 2? I've probably seen clips, but not the full thing. That 70s show controversy, you mean Danny Masterson? Yeah, I know. He went to jail because he did stupid shit. Why did people find the Devil's Reject end heartbreaking? Fuck if I know. Be fucked if I know. The PlayStation video game Control, I've never even heard of the video game. I've never even heard of the video game. I don't know what that is. Never even heard of it, and I don't have it, and I don't own it, and never even heard of the game. Do you like coffee? No. Is The Idol a good show? No. The Ian Curtis biopic? Who the hell is Ian Curtis? Who's worse, Jackie Chan or Will Smith? Both. Ashton Kutcher, I know nothing about that stuff. Vampire Hunter D, it's alright. I don't give a shit about new Ghostbumps movie or show. I don't give a shit about new Goosebumps show. What was the recipe for Heart Attack Stack? I don't remember. It's been so long. I don't remember a damn thing. Team Christian, sure, that could be a request. Yeah, that can be a request. Yeah, I played the Ghostbusters video game. I didn't mind it. No, I never showed Control the other night. I have no idea what you mean. I never showed. I showed Cold Fear. Uh, I didn't show any game called Control. I don't even know what that is. I don't. Maybe you imagined it. I don't know, man. You feel free to look back on the video. It's still up. Did you watch the stream TV series? Just that episode I reviewed. No, I don't like Goosebumps with Jack Black. The movie sucked. Vince Russo, don't give a shit about him. Control is a PS4 game about a girl with powers. I've never even heard of that game. I don't have the game. Nah, that's cool, a Tetchy fan. Like, I have no idea what you mean. Mission Possible, I like a couple of them. I like the first one, the third one, the last two. My favorite season? I don't have a favorite season. I have issues with all of them. Would you ever visit Mexico? Why? Why would I ever want to visit Mexico? That'd be the question. There'd be no reason to go. Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I watched it long ago, and remember not minding the show. The biopic about Ian is it called Control? I said I didn't even know who Ian was. Adam Savage TV show. I've seen the Mythbusters TV show. Savages 2012, it sucked. A lot of Americans live in Mexico. I have no idea why. I think, yeah, I still listen to Jim Cornette. It's a fun podcast. Hello there, Samuel. I don't listen to J Division, so I don't know anything about it. Do I like Batman Massive Phantasm? There's others I like more. Dark Knight Returns, for example, I like more. Hey there, Preminator. Samuel, probably Savages is worse. No, there's been no request for Miles Morales PS4. Nope, no one has requested it. And I don't own the game either. Yeah, Rat Hammer, I know that quote. That was one of the many dumb things about it. Jonathan Warden, I reviewed it, comes at night. Movie sucked. Hello there, Kevin Villa. The Flash is worse, Jackie. Maybe they're doing tequila shots of Chupacabra, I guess. Maybe you would have to be drunk to live in Mexico. I'm sorry, just there's nothing in Mexico. There's no McDonald's, there's no internet, there's nothing there. So the only reason you want to go there is to be drunk or kidnapped or shot. Devil 2010, I did a commentary on that months ago, Alex. Samuel, I would choose Metallica. Uh, I have no idea what Random Lunacy is. No idea what that is. Never heard of it. Well, Jesse Ventura's nuts, so not really one to talk. What actor or actress do you think would have fit right into professional wrestling? None of them. Because wrestling and action films are two completely different manners. Like the way your body goes through, what all it goes through, consistently on a daily basis. Uh, maybe Dolph Lundgren would be close enough, maybe. So I guess I'll choose him. I know nothing about the new Contra game. Haven't followed it. I reckon Mexico has the internet too. I don't know. Are they a Mexican or Mexicans? Maybe they're a Mexican. You assume they have internet, but you've never been there, so you can't be sure. Thank you, Bobby. Wow, thank you, man. I appreciate it. That's really cool. What if Friday through Part 8, Cobra, and Halloween was mixed together? Uh, no, Godzilla's showing up. That kind of ruins that idea, Bobby. Sorry. Uh, nah, that sounds like a really bad movie, man. That sounds like someone who's high on not just cocaine but high on methamphetamines made the film. So having all that together, although that would still be better than Friday the 13th Part 8 theatrical movie, so I guess that would be a step up. Because at least I could go, it sucks, but it's pretty crazy. Unlike Friday the 13th Part 8, which just sucks. Unless you like Jason turn to a milk dud at the end and turn to a normal boy for some reason because the creators of the fucking uh, apparently the director never saw Friday the 13th because he forgot that Jason was what's the right word for it, a mongoloid, and was bald and he was fucked up, but apparently he thought Jason was just a normal looking kid. So why? Oh, by the way, I didn't know Tatcha's waist goes through every night at midnight in New York. I didn't know that. Apparently, that's a thing that I never knew about. I never knew that every night at midnight in New York, Tatsu's waist just goes through the whole city in the sewers. But you watch Friday the 13th Part 8, I guess the more you know. So it's just an awful movie. I could watch most of the Friday the 13th films. That is the worst one to me. I think that film just outright sucks. But thank you, Bobby. And thank you, Predator. I appreciate it, man. I watched Collateral again the other night and it still holds up. Is the film of your top five Tom Cruise films? Let me think. Uh, yeah, it would be in my top five Tom Cruise films. I saw Collateral. I saw Collateral in the theaters on a whim because I didn't know anything about it. I did not know anything about the film. I had never even seen a trailer. I was living in a different part of Texas at the time and just went to the theater pretty much every weekend because it was walking distance. And they had one of the Time Crisis games. I can't remember which one, but it was around the time of 2000 and well, whenever that came out, the film came out. Forget what year Collateral came out. But yeah, whenever the film came out, I'm trying to remember when it came out now. Was it 2000? Just look it up real quick. Anyway, I didn't know anything about it. 2004. See, I saw in the theaters 2004, and was blown away. I was really surprised. I thought, wow, this is really interesting. I like the intensity. I like the acting of the two individuals. I like that it never, it was just this ongoing tension of what was going to happen between Jamie Foxx and Tom Cruise. And I really thought they did a really good job. Michael Mann was very capable in directing that movie. And it was a nice surprise. So, yeah, I would say Cloud would be in my top five Tom Cruise films easily. But thank you, Predator, for that. Yeah, I remember going to theater. I would play the Time Crisis video game for a bit, and then pick a movie to watch and just go watch one almost on a weekly basis. So and that was a nice surprise. I didn't go into that film blind. Sadly, you don't get a lot of that nowadays. Sadly. No, no problem, Premier. Thank you for the super chat, man. Hey, General. Top five Statham films? I'm not sure. Probably Crank, Crank and Crank 2 would be in the top five. Probably Transporter 2 would be in the top five. Um, well, what else would be? Probably Crank 2, Crank 1, Transporter 2, Transporter 1, and I'll put maybe the first Expendables in there. Uh, Sammy, I'll choose Crank, although I do like Running Scared from 2006. Pizza Face, don't know what that is. Boneless Rib Patty, never had it. Jackie, Mummy 2017 is worse. Yeah, I saw Micro CP. He said something about 30 minutes, so I can't do anything until then anyway. Hey there, Jesse. Hey there, Josh. Favorite heist film? I'll choose Heat, Michael Mann's film. Ben, I'll choose Jason Statham only for like the train films. No, I like Back to the Future too. Back to the Future 3 is not horrible, so no, it's fine to be three movies. Back to the Future 3 didn't do anything to hurt the franchise, so it's a harmless sequel. We don't need any more Final Destination films. They already told the story. Salvatore, I would choose Aliens. Duty is way worse, Alter Ego. Hey there, Jesse. Yeah, Back to the Future 3 is the weak. Yes, I agree. But like I said, at the end of the day, it's harmless compared to a lot of other sequels. Clerks 3 is a piece of shit. Alien 3 is a piece of shit. A lot of them are pieces of shit. Favorite vacation movie? Probably the first one. Rollerball remake is worse. Don, I'll choose Shaun of the Dead. Final Destination 4 and 5, almost the same movie. I can't tell them apart. I can't tell which is which. What about Senior White Female? Tits. Titties. I like the Dick Carter remake. I never thought it was a bad movie. Uh, do I have it here? I can't remember. Probably was here. Yeah, probably somewhere around here. Oh, whatever. Can't find where the hell it went now. Fuck hell. Fuck it. It's down there somewhere. Am I ready for Halloween season? No, because there's nothing good coming out. I'm supposed to look forward to a new Exorcist film that I didn't give a shit about. Never played Dark Watch. Yeah, I don't mind the first Ghost Rider movie. Shawshank Redemption, I like more Cam. No, I'm not a fan of Point Break. Never understood the appeal of it. The original Dick Carr, I don't even remember much about other than the ending. Thanksgiving looks like dog shit. Hey there, Peter Freakout. Drug Butler, I don't mind. Just depends on the movie he makes. Never been to a Chinese restaurant. Tamazine Griffith liked him in Excessive Force. That's a good action film. Halloween Activities, that's cool. Don. Twisted Metal, I like the first two video games. Thanksgiving looks like the same film you've seen 100 times. A guy with a goofy outfit, and the kills didn't even look that cool. Oh, he presses a woman against a cold door. Jason did that in Jason X. At least made the lady's face explode. So, what is there to like about Thanksgiving? The trailer that you saw in the trailer. What was there to like? What happened to Chow Yun Fat? He probably just retired and wanted to relax. Favorite Clint Eastwood movie? Magnum Force. I don't have a favorite meal. What pets do you like aside from cats? Nothing. I don't want any other pets. Favorite horror book? I don't have a favorite horror book. Like that feels like callback to old school 80s slashers, but it doesn't. It looks the cinematography looks like a film you would see on Shudder. Fuck Taco Bell, it sucks. Favorite John Woo film? Hard Target. Favorite soda? Mellow Yellow. Hey Drake, hope you're doing well. Thank you, Lucas. I appreciate that. Yeah, I saw the Thanksgiving trailer. I went, what the hell are people hyping about with this? A guy with a goofy pilgrim hat puts a lady's face to a door. It wasn't even that cool or gory, and nothing about it seemed like 80s. I don't know what people were talking about, but to each their own. To each their own. I haven't read much Clive Barker stories, so I don't know which one would get film adaptations. Never been to Chick-fil-A. Movie Maze is one of my cats. Yeah, I don't mind 7 Up. Favorite Sam Jackson movie? Probably Die Hard with a Vengeance. It is going to be bad because the last time I went to, whoops, sorry, the last time I went to Taco Bell was like a decade ago, and that's because there was nothing else open. And I got the food, and number one, they got the whole order wrong, and number two, when I tasted it, the shells tasted like paper, and the cheese was no taste on it, and the meat there was no taste to it either. It felt like I was eating a napkin. I might as well eat a fucking napkin. That was the taste of the Taco Bell was a napkin. So fuck that. Give me McDonald's any day over Taco Bell. That's what it should have won the franchise wars. No, I have no cats named Rambo Raphael. Nope. Thank you, Bobby. I appreciate that, man. I have to do this, but you two will make these go away and disappear if I don't catch them. Did you know that to unlock the fourth skin of a character from War of the Monsters, you have to play Twisted Metal Black as Sweet Tooth and save it on your memory card? Huh. I never played War of the Monsters. That's interesting that you need another game to get it. Well, I guess there's been others that have done it. Metal Gear Solid, for example. If you have other games that are from the same company, Psycho Mantis will mention it if you have it on the memory card. Uh, but okay, interesting. So I guess it's the same company that made the two games. But yeah, I never played Twisted Metal Black. I've only played the first two Twisted Metal games. I never played War of the Monsters. I know of it. You fight monsters, hence the title. But that's pretty interesting. I mean, they don't really do that nowadays because you don't need no memory card. But Jesse, I'll say this: every penny helps. Every penny helps. I'll say that. Van Damme in the Mortal Kombat universe. I don't know. Trailer didn't do anything for me because they didn't really, other than the one nut punch, it could have been anybody doing all those moves. Even the way the fatality, like what about a car slamming down and a guy running away? What about that screams Van Damme? Like, why didn't you should have had him do a 360 kick and take a guy's head off. Or do like the gut punch and then the heart comes out of the from his back, or he does the nut punch, but then the head explodes. Like somehow it comes up and his head explodes. Or again, he does a 360 kick, but then it takes the guy's head off or something. Like something that actually made sense for Van Damme. They didn't really do that. Just that could have been anybody with the I don't know, just Or like the scene in Hard Target, he hits the gas can, someone throws him a shotgun, and he shoots, and the guy blows up. Like incorporate some of his movies into it. Or a Time Cop, he freezes the guy's arm and then kicks it, and the guy's arm shatters like Time Cop. So hey, Lord Cosmo, I don't know. I don't use barbecue sauce. Never had Jersey Mike. They don't have that around here. I didn't get to read a lot of video game magazines growing up. They just were not around because I lived on a farm in the middle of nowhere, and then the nearest place was like across the border of Minnesota. And even then, it was just like take your pick. Either pick a movie or pick something else. So I would pick the movie. So I didn't get a whole lot of magazines. I love to collect them. I would love to sometime collect the old school Game Pro magazines, but uh, just never got around to it. So, well, no, it's not cool because you're in the middle of nowhere and there's nothing out there. But it was what it was. Why would you need a Maniac Cop reboot? Willie Nelson as an actor, it's all right. I've seen much worse. Much worse. Game Informer, that's cool. Nah, they didn't have 7-Eleven where I was at. Where I was at, I grew up in Iowa. And let me put it this way, in Iowa, I was born in 83, so by the time I'm knowing stuff, it's 1990. And so there was either two towns, they had one gas station, no 7-Eleven. Gas station didn't have anything for magazines, and they had like a little grocery store. So literally the town you could pass in probably less than a minute. There was a factory, some houses, a school, a little grocery store, and a gas station on either town. That's all that was. So, and we only had four channels: ABC, CBS, another form of CBS, and PBS. So that's what you live on a farm in nowhere. That's why I was able to see all these movies because that was the only thing to do is watch VHS tapes, or more so, rent them, tape them on another VHS tape like three movies onto one VHS tape, then build your collection that way. So you have like three movies per tape. There's Nightmare on Elm Street 1, 2, 3, and there's Nightmare on Elm Street 4, 5, 6. The biggest city is probably Fairmont, Minnesota, and that's not really a city. It was a town, and that was maybe 40 some miles away. Now the town of Halloween 3 was bigger than the town here. No, I don't watch Fox News. I don't watch really much of any TV. I don't know what you mean by a dead field. Well, I mean it's dead now because of there's been no rain. Well, it rained today, but it's been like 100 degrees for the past couple weeks with no rain, so it's kind of dead. Resident Evil Survivor, I have it on that PlayStation emulator. Oh, you were in the town when My Blade Valentine was filmed? So you're in Canada. So have you been to where they filmed it, the mines? Well, I guess that'd be dangerous to go to, but is there anything there to showcase that this was filmed here? Like any tour did they do? I like My Blade Valentine. That's one of my favorite 80s slasher films. Great one. Oh, you had 13 channels. Well, you're lucky. We had four, and two were the same. Oh, you drink a lot of Malta? Cool. Hey there, Belinda. Hope you're doing well. I played Resident Evil Code Veronica X. Um, yeah, I don't love it like other people do. It's not a bad game, but I don't love it. Uh, Claire Redfield, anytime she does something, she sounds like she's having an orgasm. Like, play that game again, listen to her, like everything she does, it sounds like she's having an orgasm. And Steve, he sounds like Corey Feldman, and I'm not a fan of Corey Feldman, so I hate that character. The mine is gone long ago. Once in a while, they show it at the fire hall and stuff. A lot of people don't even know about it. Wow. The mine is gone? Wow. Have you ever beat a game on hard difficulty? Yes, Dead Space 2. I beat the thing where you can only save 3 times for the entire game. And I was able to do it. It was tough. I was able to do it. And when you do it, you get the foam finger. So you could go, it's the most powerful weapon, and it's a funny weapon. It's like the foam finger that you have in football games. It goes pew, 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 but it destroys everything just like that. So yeah, Dead Space 2, I did. I never filmed it, but no, I'm talking about Resident Evil Code Veronica. Someone was asking. I said, Claire always sounds like she's having an orgasm. Well, I mean, true, but if you don't do that, let me see some goods. Otherwise, just a cot tease. Just be a porn then. Then maybe I'd enjoy more. Surprised there isn't a Resident Evil porn film. Triple X parody. Hunter the Wrecking I never played. You never say anything about Mickey Rourke? What was I supposed to say about Mickey Rourke? What about him? I know of NBA Jam. I played it a long time ago. I forget for what system. Fun game. Probably the best basketball game. I would say the best. Oh, thank you, Lucas. Uh, I don't know where the town of Perfection is in real life. I don't remember. Oh, thank you, Bobby. Yep, both War of the Worlds and Twisted Metal Black are made by Incognito Entertainment. Hmm. Like Incognito, what have they done? Incognito Entertainment. They have done. Let's look into this. Twisted Metal Black, Twisted Metal Small Brawl. The hell is that? Small Brawl. What the fuck is that? Damn, I never heard of that one. Small Brawl. So like Micro Machines. Downhill Domination. Twisted Metal Head On. Never even heard of that one. Direct sequel to Twisted Metal 2? PlayStation 2 port. Huh. As Biddy Dean? I've never even heard of Twisted Metal Head On. Warhawk, PlayStation 3. Okay. Yeah, I never heard of that game, so. I've heard Twisted Metal Black, but not the other, so that's cool. Oh, thank you, Preminator. Cheers, Matt. Do you have a second favorite King Kong film after Kong Skull Island? Yes, the 1933 one. Yeah, Kong Skull Island I do enjoy as my favorite. I enjoy what the director was doing with the 70s aesthetic of the Vietnam War and the soundtrack, and how he tried to be push the edge a little bit. You even have a reference to Cannibal Holocaust in it, which was surprising. But yeah, the second would be King Kong 1933. That's because not only did I grow up with that film, but I love the stop motion animation. I'm a big fan of that. I'm a big sucker for that. That's sadly something they do not do because they feel it's too antiquated. They feel it's too quote fake looking. Although look at some of the CGI like the Flash, that's fake looking too. I would say even more fake looking. least stop motion to me has a charm to it. I do like the adventure aspect and pretty hardcore stuff in that too. When you think about it, like when you watch that film, like the way King Kong takes the T-Rex, it just breaks his jaw. Just pretty badass stuff in there. And yeah, King Kong. I mean, people don't realize just how crazy, insane people were just blown away by that stuff. And I appreciate its technical achievement and what it did back in the day with such little resources. And I really like the. I think that's the one that captured the adventure aspect of King Kong the best. The adventure aspect. And it didn't need an hour to go to the fucking island like Peter Jackson's film. So, well, thank you, Jesse. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Hi, hey, Matt. You're awesome. You always make my day, buddy. Well, thank you, man. I appreciate it. So, the fact that anyone watches this still dumbfounded me because I'm not anything special. But thank you, Jesse. I appreciate it, man. Hope you're doing well. And Hopium, thank you, man. Uh, Not sure if it's real or not, but they released an image of Stitch from the upcoming live action Lilo and Stitch. If it's real, it's nightmare fuel. Um, I didn't know they were doing the Lilo and Stitch. Lilo and Stitch. I didn't know they were doing a live action film. Why are they doing a live? Why the fuck would they be doing? Um, I'd have to see. Okay, well, is this the picture I'm looking at? Really? That that looks like a fucking. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? That looks like a fucking. If Yoda, baby Yoda, went and fucked Kermit the Frog. Let me see if I can show it. What the fuck is that? To the Arlie Army. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? I didn't know Baby Yoda and Smurf had a baby with each other. I think Miss Piggy's gonna be pissed. Kermit the Frog cheated on her. The fuck is that? Hey Justin, hope you're doing well. Sorry about that. I was just answered a super chat. That's I think Dumbo just had a fucking baby with Kermit the Frog. And the Smurf did a little bit of bukkake on them to add his own DNA into the mix. Sorry, I was looking. Have I been live for 6 hours? No, I've been live for 53 minutes. Yeah, if that's what Lilo and Stitch looks like, fucking hilarious, man. Oh, that's not the one you saw. Okay, so yeah, I don't know which one that is, man. Yeah, I don't know which one that is. Let's see. Let me see. Sorry, I just typed in something to make sure I did it right. Just hard to. Yeah, I don't know what that one is then. I don't know where that one is because I tried looking for it. That's the only one I found. Okay, wait. This image is from artificial intelligence. Okay, so there you go. This was done by artificial intelligence. So this is not legitimate. So there you go. Crisis averted. With some more information, that's someone did it with artificial intelligence. So, well, there you go. If AI takes over, that's what you're getting. Designs like that. There you go. So, there you go, folks. Crisis averted. See, that's how rumors get started and they'll go flourish and stuff because they see that and they go, what the fuck? And take 5 minutes to do some research and you'll find the stuff. Too bad news magazines and news programs and news studios can't do that shit. Max Stream? No, I don't have a Max Stream account. You make AIR to do better than that? Well, don't blame me. I didn't do it. So yeah, this is like someone just AI, that whole AI thing. So there you go.
Hey, can you hear me okay?
Hey, how's it going? Yeah,
Doing
I
all
can hear
right.
you.
I mean, been better, to be perfectly honest. I mean,
And and yeah, that image of Lilo, that was just an AI someone made. It wasn't a
I didn't
real
even know
thing.
that
It was an
was
AI.
Lilo and Stitch. I was like, what the fuck is this? Max Rebo's baby or some shit? 'Cause
Yeah.
that's what it looks like. It looks like, instead of Baby Yoda, it's Baby Rebo.
Yeah, a lot of people saying hi there.
Yeah, I'm recovering all right. I think a lot of it's mental at this point. So I'm probably gonna try to see if I can get back on anxiety meds or something because I've had issues with that in the past, and I think honestly I think I might have just had a panic attack. So fun times,
Jesus.
fun times.
Yeah,
So I'm
sounds
just
like it.
gonna yeah I'm just gonna I got the next 2 days off from work, and then I'm just gonna try to get those meds, and then I think I should be all right. I'll take some more time off from work too. Change my schedule so I'm not working myself too hard. Um,
Mm.
but yeah, I just I've watched a few things. I mean, I watched the the It documentary. Finally, I liked it. That was pretty good. I
Mm-hmm.
like the Robert Englund documentary more, but I still thought it was a good documentary. Um, I
Mm-hmm.
thought there was some stuff that I didn't know about, but I'm not a diehard It fanatic, so like for like other people were, so they got a lot of stuff where they're like, oh wait a second, I already knew about that. And I'm like, I didn't know George Romero was initially approached to do it. I had no idea that
Yeah,
was
me
the
neither.
case. And I also didn't know about some of the other stuff. Like there was some cool stuff like how, John Ritter and the other older versions of themselves, they they hung out with the kids and they were cast backwards. So where the older actors are cast first and then they cast the younger versions of themselves later.
Well, no problem. Yeah, I mean, yeah, a lot of people saying hi. A lot of people saying it's nice to see you. Yeah, he's just been very, very sick, and he's taking it day by day, as we all can. But
Yeah.
he's been very, very sick. So from all these shitty movies
Um
is why.
too many shitty movies. The Flash. The Flash did it. I blame the
Yeah,
Flash. Like what seems to
yeah.
happen a
You
lot. Like
reviewed it. Good job
yeah,
in the review, and you saw the film now.
yeah.
So now
The
you know
film
what I
was
mean.
ass. The trash. Um
Especially what they did with Michael Keaton.
yes. If I want If I want the Flash, I'm watching this.
Yep. I did watch that again, thanks to your request, and it still holds up. It's still really
Yeah,
good. pilot.
I think it's a really good pilot, for the time. I mean, sure. Um,
Yeah, 1990, but very much a Batman 89 feel to
yes.
the
Yes.
set design. The music is definitely I mean, Elfman did the theme, but even the rest of the music has an Elfman flavor, Danny
Yeah,
Elfman flavor.
Shirley Walker, worked on it, who went on to work on Batman the Animated Series. And
I do
John
think,
Wesley's Ship is just a great Flash, great Barry Allen.
yeah, yeah, I do. He's actually likable. He's actually not whoever the hell Ezra Miller was playing because it wasn't the Flash. Whoever the hell he was playing.
I watched an episode. I watched the second. Actually, it was the third. I think it was it was the third episode of The Flash because I'm revisiting the show, and I honestly didn't remember watching the third one. Watching the detectives with Joyce Heiser from just one of the guys. She plays a detective that's like investigating who the Flash is, and then there's these mobsters that are trying to use that information to essentially blackmail the Flash. And there's this guy who's doing all these arsonist fires and shit. And the guy does
It
all this
did, yeah.
Bible thumping speeches and stuff. And there's this one scene that just cracked me up where he's doing his preaching thing and the Flash just like, shut the hell up, and just punches the guy. And I'm like, that's exactly how I felt about Ezra Miller in the 2023 Flash. Somebody should just splice that in there when he's just doing his shtick and just have John Wesley Shipp just be like, shut the hell up.
Well, thank you, Bobby, for your kindness. Make a hashtag War of the Monsters 2 or reboot remake, attributes of the movie, make it like Rampage or better, and High Might. So he's saying High Might. And the idea,
Hey
and
there.
Bobby, I've never played that game, but hey, why not? There's been a lot of shittier games made and shittier sequels made, especially of games. So why not make it? Go for it. Go for broke.
Speaking of stuff like The Flash, I got this show finally, Super Force, with Ken Olant, who wasn't
Mm,
he was in April Fool's Day, right?
yeah, it was a, yep, 1989. I mean, 1986 film, April Fool's Day.
Yeah. Because this is around the same time, 1990 to 1992. Um, the lame thing about this though is this one of those releases where it's just in like little sleeves. Like it doesn't even
Mm,
have like an actual regular case.
right.
But you know, they were
Yeah.
probably like, "Who gives a shit? Who's gonna buy Super Force on DVD? We don't have to put that much effort into it."
And Hopian's asking, did you guys ever listen to Travis Scott? I don't know
Who
who
is
Travis
that?
Scott is. I have to look him up. Who is Travis Scott?
Is it country western star or something?
No, yeah, it says he's a rapper. So
Oh, Travis
close.
Scott. No,
Well, you
I don't
know him?
listen to. I no, I think vaguely I
Okay.
might have heard something about him, but I don't listen to Travis Scott. I don't listen to rap. Period.
Country
It's just not
music,
really my thing.
rapper, same thing.
Okay. Country western
Travis
rapper.
Scott. Hey, maybe it's like that one guy who has the Old Time Road or wherever that song
Yeah,
was.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And then did a song
No, I've
about
never.
Satan or the devil or whatever that triggered a bunch of people.
Yeah. No, I never. Hey there, Sloan. He dated Kylie Jenner. That's not the one that turned to a guy, right? Or something. That's one of the other Jenners, right? Guy turned to a girl, or girl turned to a guy, or something.
Oh, the guy who turned into a girl, that was Bruce Jenner. Yeah, the
Okay.
Olympic athlete. It's now Kylie. Or not
Was that a
Kylie, it's
tennis?
Caitlin. He was Olympic I think he was a track and field guy, I think.
Oh, yeah. I don't know why I thought he was a tennis player. I guess I was going to make the
No.
joke. He was
No, it's
hitting
not John
balls.
McEnroe.
He was hitting balls, and now they took his balls. But it's not that.
I don't know if you heard about the rumors about Shout Factory's upcoming releases. One of them is Surviving the Game. It's finally gonna get Blu-ray from Shout
Well, yeah,
Factory
I
or
heard that.
Shout
Yeah,
Studios.
that's cool.
Sorry, it's not Shout Factory anymore. They call it Shout Studios for some reason. Um,
Mm.
and they're also doing. Trying to remember what the Fargo is getting a 4K, and there's also a Police Academy box set they're doing. And I'm like, is the Police Academy box set gonna have the Police Academy documentary that still hasn't been released? Just like, I don't know if you shared your thoughts on this. What are your thoughts on the plan for RoboDoc?
Well, okay, explain for those who don't know.
So with RoboDoc, for many years, it's the RoboDoc, it's the RoboCop documentary called RoboDoc, and it was initially gonna be, I guess, just in the first movie, but then they changed things and they got more interviews and they got more, I think, revenue from Kickstarter or Indiegogo and stuff like that, and so they decided to expand it into talking about the sequels and the TV show and other things, and it took forever to get released at any format, like years. The original release date came and went, and then it didn't come out, and they had all these interviews, all this other stuff. They didn't have Peter Weller for the longest time until finally they some eventually got him. And the pandemic happened. It threw a monkey wrench into things, made things even longer in terms of post production. But throughout the whole process, the plan was that this was going to be a big, massive documentary that was going to be comprehensive and it was going to be all in one thing. There was never any talk at any point about it being split up into seasons or multiple parts. That was never the discussion. I even remember talking with Christopher Griffiths through Facebook, the director, because I was like, "What is going on with this? Why is it taking so long? What, like, if it's gonna get made, are we is going to get, the documentary in its entirety, and is it going to be available to people who didn't back it?" And he was just being, he was explaining that, yeah, that's gonna happen, and this was prior to them making a deal with Screambox apparently. And now the narrative is like changing with this documentary because they made a deal with Screambox, who released the Pennywise documentary, and so now they're trying to do some revisionist history with this project where they're trying to be like, oh well, we weren't really able to expand upon anything until we got extra revenue from Screambox. And I'm like, that's bullshit. I can look back at your Facebook page and I could see that you were doing interviews for the second and the third movie and other stuff
So,
long before Screambox was even bought out by Cinegym, which is a major
so in other,
company. At that time, Screambox wasn't a major company yet. Didn't have enough backing,
so,
didn't have enough revenue.
so in other words, going to do a documentary. They got enough money from backers to do the full talk about the sequels, the TV show.
Yeah.
But now that they saw an opportunity to get more money, let's be honest, by the cum dump box, that's why they're streaming for. It's consistent orgasms all over.
Uh-huh.
They got the money, they got the paycheck, the check is in the mail. How do we milk this? Split up into episodes. Now, I don't know if it's episode a month or
Well,
episode.
so here's the thing. It's not just episodes in terms of like, the entire documentary all at once. It's seasons, which is unheard of when it comes to a documentary series like this. I've never seen this happen before in my entire life. And I know I've read some defenses like the Robodoc people are like, well, it's out of our hands now because Screambox, they're the ones that are doing it now. And I'm like, you didn't have any say. You couldn't be like, hey, we don't want to
You
do it
made
this
the
way.
deal. You
Yeah.
made the deal to join them in
Yep.
the first place.
Mm-hmm.
You're supposed to know what's going to happen before you sign the dotted line. And He's supposed to read the contracts. So they knew. It's just they don't want
Yeah.
to be blamed for anything. So
Yeah.
be a culpa,
Yeah.
move responsibility to those guys.
Yeah. And here's the thing,
But
I'm hearing all the right stuff from the RoboDoc team that, oh, everyone who backed it, they're gonna get their copies of all the seasons and so on and so forth. But but how long is that gonna
so
take?
now they don't send so now they don't send what multiple DVD, Blu-ray, whatever it is to
That's what it
people.
sounds like. Yeah.
So now instead of like one, it's going to be like multiple. Like it's going to be
Yeah.
five, six, seven of these things for
At least 3
seasons.
seasons or something is the rumor. Because season 1 is on RoboCop, and I pre-ordered the Blu-ray because I'm Mr. RoboCop, so it was cheap enough. So I'm like, okay, let's see what this is
Well, you
about.
pre-ordered before you knew this, right?
Yeah, no, actually, I knew about it then, and I was like, I
Well,
don't know if there's gonna be this the other seasons, so I might as well just get season 1, at least to provide an incentive for Screambox to continue to release this documentary in some capacity. It's like the
to
lesser
continue to
of
rip
two
you off.
evils. Exactly. It's the lesser of two evils. It's like if I don't buy I feel like Cameron from Ferris Bueller's Day. You're like, if I don't buy RoboDoc, then they're gonna see it as the sales are too low, and then they're not gonna release the other stuff about the sequels and the series, which is what I want to see. But if I do buy RoboDoc, then I support this bullshit. So this is kind of just back and
Or you're
forth
like
sort of
me.
thing.
I'm gonna wait till someone rips it, and I'm
Yeah.
gonna get it for free,
Yeah.
and I'm not gonna give them my money because I'm
Yeah.
not gonna be ripped off by people now just milking what would have been
Yeah.
one. Now it's all this stuff
Yeah.
here. So fuck
Yeah.
that shit.
I just thought that was crazy that it's being split into seasons. I've never seen that before for a documentary. And here's also the thing I've also heard about RoboDoc is that the first season, like the first part, it's just all in the first movie. It's over 4 hours, which I'm like, God damn, like the documentary on it was only 2 hours. And that miniseries was longer than the movie RoboCop. Like 4 hours? Like, is there really enough content there for 4 hours? I have my doubts, especially when I read a synopsis that said that, oh, it's like a scene by scene breakdown and analysis of the movie. And I'm like, God, that sounds fucking boring. I love RoboCop. I'm a huge fan of that film, but that sounds boring as hell. Like a scene by scene breakdown of the movie, like scene by scene with like, oh, this is what this scene represents, or this is what this scene did. But then again, I'm the guy who watched the 2.5 hour long documentary on Teen Wolf recently, so I don't know, maybe it might not be that boring.
So I'm looking at the super chat. I'm trying to look at what Ron Perlman actually said
Tried to
because I don't know anything
seriously
about it because
murder
I don't keep
someone.
up with this stuff.
I've heard that Ron Perlman is off his rocker lately on social media. He's been saying a lot of just weird, questionable things, like he's just fucking lost it or whatever, and he's like super political
But,
about it too. So
so it says here he issued an ominous warning to an anonymous source who told Deadline that the Alliance of Motion Picture and TV Producers wants the writers' deal strike to carry on until union members start losing their homes, with Perlman telling the executive to be careful. There's a lot of ways to lose your home. I'm trying to see.
hmm.
Well, of course, I mean, now he deleted, and now he's like, I don't, I did threaten to kill him, but I didn't mean
Yeah,
don't hurt him.
it's kind of like James Gunn deleting his old Facebook comments about Batman, about Tim Burton's
Oh, okay,
Batman.
here it is. There's a lot of ways to lose your house, and one of them is figuring out who the fuck said that and where he fucking lives. So, pretty much, let's see where he lives, and then let's beat the shit out of him.
Mm-hmm.
If I said
Mm-hmm.
that, I'd be in jail.
Yeah.
But if Hellboy
Yep. Yep.
says it,
Yep.
then It's hell or high water until he
Yeah,
says I'm sorry and then it's all forgiven.
yeah. Like I was saying, did you were you aware of the
He
James Gunn
admits.
the stuff? You know, the comments that he made about Tim Burton's Batman on Facebook that got him in hot
Yeah, I
water
mean,
recently.
I don't agree with him,
Yeah.
and it's his opinion though.
Yeah.
Whatever, his
I
opinion.
don't get why I I think I would respect him more if he just owned it. Like, "Oh, yeah, I thought that back in the day, and, it is what it is." Instead of this damage control bullshit with posts from, like, ages ago where they delete the delete the comment, they delete the entire thread. It's like, we know we know it was there, like, we know that it you said these things, like, why go to that extreme of a length to just try to just erase history? It's just it makes it look even
Because
worse
now,
than it
just now he's
actually
got to
is.
appease. Well, he's got a new job now. He's got to appease the DC uh,
Yeah.
higher ups. That he's
Mhm.
supposed to be now the new hopeful messiah for this new reemergence of DC films and
I don't know
filmography.
about him being a hopeful messiah for DC now after seeing Guardians of the Galaxy 3, like, I mean, that was
I didn't see it, so
I would be surprised if you did see it and you really liked it, because there's just a lot of problems with that one. That's all I gotta say.
hmm.
For one, it's
Uh,
overlong, pretty boring. The villain is lame, and so much of the movie is just about Rocket and his backstory and his origin. It makes it feel like it's just Rocket Raccoon with special guest stars, the Guardians of the Galaxy.
does he have a brother named Red Rocket?
No, no.
Okay. But Psycho Hobo, thank you so much, man. He's okay. I'm late, but what do you think of this new book title that I'm writing for called Rage Across the Stars? Cool. I mean,
Is
I
it
don't know what the
about?
plot of the story is.
Is it a book about enraged Star Wars fans? It's just rage across the stars. The Star
I thought it
Wars
was about
fans that are
like
just
Red
pissed off.
Brown
Oh yeah,
just being a vigilante across
Space
the
Mut.
stars.
It's the sequel to Space Mutiny. It's Space Mutiny 2, Rage Across the Stars.
Red Brown is the Punisher, but now he's doing it across the stars. So he's just doing this rage of half the people he kills is by yelling and screaming, and half the people is from blowing them up like Strike Commando. Jacoda! For those who don't know, why look up clips for Strike Commando. You'll get a laugh and a kick out of it. But yeah, I don't know what the plot is, but sure, go with that title. Not a bad
Yeah, it's
title
a
at
good
all.
title.
I've
Pretty
seen
good
much
title.
worse titles. What did James Gunn say about Burns' Batman? That it sucked. That Chad Nicholson was just doing The Shining again. That was
Said
boring
Michael
as hell.
Keaton
That was
sounded
dull as hell.
ridiculous. Yeah, he said
Yeah.
Michael Keaton sounded like silly as
Of
Batman.
course, I mean, I disagree with him. He's also said The Flash was a fantastic movie, and
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah, I
what
don't
the
know about that.
fuck he was saying about that. So he hates Batman '89, but he thinks The Flash is fantastic. So yeah, I can't say I really have much hope for his vision.
I'm curious, but I don't have hope. Like, I'm curious to see, is it gonna be
Yeah.
train wreck? Is it gonna be bad? Or is it gonna be good or step up? Like, I'm curious to see what happens, but I don't have hope.
Hmm. Hope's a tough thing to come by these days, as R.J. McCree would say. Let's see.
Oh yeah, and I was talking earlier that yeah, I watched the 2.5 hour long Teen Wolf documentary. I don't know why they made a documentary that long on Teen Wolf. It's actually multiple parts that are put together. So you could maybe look at it as like a series of featurettes. But at the same time, it's like it's Teen Wolf. Why is there 2.5 hours of fucking Teen Wolf special features?
Yeah. I will criticize since you're on here. Why are
Uh-huh.
movies so bad today? It's been a
Why is
bad
what?
year for movies, man. It's been a
Yeah,
bad
it
year for
has
movies.
been.
Why are they so
Yeah,
bad?
I don't know.
Why are they so bad?
I beats me, man. I think it's been one of the worst years in a while because of the fact that there's just so many that are just at best mediocre and forgettable. There's just so many films that have come out this year so far that you're like, no, that wasn't the worst thing ever, and I've seen worse, but it was just so disposable. And films that you think are going to be better than that, like Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, for instance, is considered to be, oh, the hands down the best MCU film in years. And I saw it and I was like, this is just as mediocre as the other MCU films that I've seen. I don't understand how this is that much better. And Mission Impossible, I saw Dead Reckoning Part 1 in the theater. And after revisiting all the Mission Impossible movies afterwards, I think it's the second worst film in the series next to Mission Impossible 2.
Hmm.
And I will stand by that because what they do with the character of I believe her name is Ilsa. I like the character. I like the dynamic that she had with Tom Cruise and Rogue Nation and Fallout. I think it's Rebecca Ferguson is the actress, and she's just barely in the movie, and then just gets killed in the most lame way possible by Asai Morales in like a hand to
Hmm.
hand combat fight. And you're like, I saw her fight in the other two films. Why is she so easily overpowered by this guy? It doesn't make any
Hmm.
sense. And then she's replaced by Haley Atwell's character, which it just makes it more upsetting because you're like, okay, you just fridged this character, which I like and a lot of other fans of the franchise like. And then you replace her with this character that just seems like a weaker version of the same character. And then the action, yeah, there's some good stunts near the end. But even like the stuff with the bike, like that was so overdone in terms of the advertising that when you finally do see the stunt in the film where he's on the motorcycle and he leaps off, you've already seen that stunt a million times. And then when you get to the train sequence, it's a good set piece, but it doesn't make up for all the other bullshit with this AI plot about this evil AI that
Hmm.
is hidden in a submarine somewhere. And Asai Morales is working for this AI, and they got to find this key, which is this USB stick, in order to maybe turn the AI off. And there's just so much of like, gotta find the key, gotta find the key. This guy has the key. Now this guy has the key. And it's just like over 2.5 hours. And you're just like, where's the meat on the bones here? Like the action, it just wasn't as exciting or as thrilling as some of the other films of the series. And I wasn't
Hmm.
huge on Gross Protocol, but I honestly like that more. And that shows you how bad Dead Reckoning Part 1 is. I'm like, if this is how
Hmm.
bad Dead Reckoning Part 1 is, man, I don't even know if I want to see Dead Reckoning Part 2.
Hmm. Nah, I haven't seen it. I mean, most of the Mission Impossible films I liked. I did not like Ghost Protocol. I did not like Part Two, but the others I liked. So
Part 2
not
was
in a rush to see it though.
surprisingly boring for a John Woo film. I forgot how dull that movie was for like the first
Yeah.
hour. It is so boring for the most part. You have the stuff at the cliff,
Hmm.
and then you have a couple things, but nothing really to the extent of the crazy over the top shootouts and motorcycle chases at the end of the movie. Like even the fight with the bad guy, I kind of like. I like the fight choreography, and even some of the stuff with the motorcycle, I like that too. But the doves, it felt like he was just satirizing himself at that point. Like, are you making a parody of yourself at this point in your career, John Woo?
Yeah, and my Mission Impossible 2 is a very mundane John Woo film. Can't remember the plot because it's so forgettable.
Chimera, something about some
The the
virus.
the villain
Yeah.
is so lame.
Yeah,
Thank God he
Doomsday
was not
Scott.
Wolverine.
He was so bad. So awful. And Thandie Newton, she's
And the
nice, but I didn't think she had any chemistry with Tom Cruise. I didn't really think they were a good pair.
and yeah, the acting scenes were not nearly up to par with John Woo. And some
No.
say that there was probably friction between him and Tom Cruise. Maybe not. I don't know. Those are just rumors.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
Tom Cruise wanted more control. I don't know.
I
But
heard there were
yeah,
some
Jimmy
problems with the
Hart's probably
studio too. Because
mm.
originally, I think there was like a cut of the film that's like over like 3 hours or something, which I'm like, God, I can't even imagine that 3 hour long cut of Mission Impossible 2. Mission
And yeah, I
Impossible
like
3, though, I think that one is arguably probably the most underrated out of the series. Like, I really like that one.
yeah. Yeah, I like the third one. I think it helps that you have
Philip Seymour
the
Hoffman.
villain. Yeah.
Yeah.
Phil Seymour Hoffman is
One of
good.
his, what honestly, I feel one of his best roles is Davian. Like, such a just intimidating presence. Like when
Mm-hmm.
he's saying, I will shoot your wife. Like, it's like that kind of thing. It's
Think
like you didn't
buy
think
it.
he was an act. Like you're like, he's gonna fucking do it.
Well, I agree.
Um,
I agree. It's the only good J.J. Abrams film. I agree.
yeah,
The
I
only
get.
the only J.J. Abrams film I give a shit about. Maybe because Tom Cruise, maybe in that one he like sat him down and said, "You do what I tell you." The, the whole fucking lens flares or other
Yeah.
bullshit like Star
And then
Trek and
Ghost
stuff.
Protocol, it's like there's some fun stuff, like the stuff with the skyscraper and there's a few other things, but I don't know, I just wasn't as big on it as the other ones. The whole team aspect, like I didn't really like the majority of the team, including Jeremy Renner. Um, and I guess it's just one of those things where I just wasn't as big into it. I think it definitely didn't help that you had the whole ripping off toys scene with the screen projector or whatever.
Oh, cool.
Humans,
That this is the
aliens.
story. This is the book you're writing. Cool. Humans and aliens being warned for centuries. Humans get almost annihilated until they wake up. A weapon from trial take his one-man army from here.
Hopefully, it's better than Battlefield Earth. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah,
You should read that to see what not to do, Psycho Hobo.
yeah. Don't have your I don't know, your villain literally give them more brain cells and make them smarter on purpose for whatever the hell stupid reason he came up with. Like, uh, yeah, I mean, also be interesting what your mind is for the one man army, like who you view. I mean, I know it's a book, but I know sometimes when you're writing, you like view a certain person as you're writing who that character would be. Like if you see a live action,
Hmm.
I don't know if you write Psycho, but if you write in that person's, if I don't know if how you write. People write in different ways. Some people write with like a certain actor in a
Hmm.
role as a writing. Just
Wasn't that a Brian Bosworth movie, One Man Army or something? Or
well, there's One Tough
Army of
Bastard, which was
One?
also called. No, that's Dolph Lundgren.
Yeah.
One Tough Bastard, which also became One Man Justice, I
Oh,
believe.
One Man's
Or
Justice. That's what it was. I'm surprised. There probably is some bad action movie with the title One Man Army. There has to be. I would be shocked if there wasn't.
uh, I don't know. I don't think. Let's see. I think there's like a reality show,
Oh,
like to
okay.
test who's the toughest guy. But
That's
so
crazy.
far,
I'm
no
surprised
movie.
there isn't some action movie called One Man Army. That's surprising. I know that's a tagline for the Punisher. He calls himself the one man army. But
And Peter freaked out. He keeps messaging this. So I'll leave this up here. He's saying thank you to you
hey,
about a post
no
on there.
worries.
So
No worries. I thought it was a great post. It was a great write up because I think it's important. Yeah, yeah, he's a scumbag, he's a piece of shit. And some of the co-stars, what they were doing trying to support him isn't really a good look. But I'm not going to cancel the show and I'm not going to feel guilty about watching the show because of all of that. Because there's all these other people who didn't do that. They didn't do what Danny did and they didn't support him in court. And there's just so many different people involved with a project like that that should just cancel the entire thing or to make people feel guilty for, enjoying it or watching it, I think is just wrong because there's so many people who contributed to it that
Hmm.
didn't do anything remotely as reprehensible as what Danny was convicted of.
Hmm. And let's see. Yes, I have seen the film Just Heroes. That was actually a paid request recently. You'll be seeing a review of that soon. It's a John Woo film not many people know about, but
Hmm.
it's okay. But I would recommend if no one's ever seen it, watch Bullet in the Head. That is a John Woo film that is
Yeah, and
unsung
not Bullet
classic.
to the Head because that movie sucks
No,
with Google Cop.
not the Stallone one. Bullet in the Head. That's a John Woo film that needs a lot more. And no, First Power. I don't want to see Expendables 4 either.
That film looks like
Equal
shit.
ways.
I saw numerous trailers for that, like before some of the movies that I saw in the theater lately, and I was just like, every time I would just be like, God, not this trailer again. They'll die when they're
Just I hate it.
dead.
Yeah, they'll die when they're dead. No shit.
It just
They'll
looks
die
like
when they're
it.
dead.
It looks cheap too. Like it doesn't look like something that should be released in the theater. But then again, neither did Escape Plan, if you think about it. Although it looked better than the sequels, but that's not saying much.
Well, I guess one thing I'll mention, an upcoming review is the worst Spider-Man film I've ever seen in my life, and that's
Oh,
Spider-Man Lotus.
oh, what is that? A fan film? Okay.
Spider-Man Lotus. They got over $100,000 to
Hmm.
do a 2-hour fan film where the movies he tries the whole time because Gwen Stacy died. For
So
two hours he tries.
he cries. God.
Gwen Stacy dies at the
Uh.
beginning, off camera. Well, other than artwork for the titles.
Mm-hmm.
And then he mopes and cries. And at one point goes to see a sick kid, turtle kid, and he fucking trauma dumps on him like this is what happened with my Uncle Ben, and this is what happened. I'm not a hero, kid. I'm like, hey,
Oh
this
my
kid's dying of
god.
cancer. Nobody gives a shit about your problems.
That's so bad.
And there's a
That's so
line of
bad.
dialogue. The guy who's Flash Thompson, which I didn't buy him as
Uh-huh.
Flash, I had to write this line down because he talks about how Peter Parker quote helped him.
Mm-hmm.
So he talked about how his father was ever around. So he says a line, "My dad was around much, and when he was around."
He was around. I say when he was around.
Yep.
Well, what was the next line? Oh, and Fuzzy Wuzzy was a woman.
My father wasn't around, and when he was around.
It's like, is that meant to be a fat joke or something? I don't know.
No,
When
just
he was
he was
around. He
around
was around the house.
over a hundred
God.
thousand dollars
God.
to make this
Man.
2 hour film.
Man. But Matt, I mean, I'm not surprised people are blowing money like that. We live in the day and age of the NPC streamers. Like, I don't know if you've ever heard of this trend where the people act like video game NPCs and then get all these people on TikTok, like sending them these emojis or whatever that are worth a certain amount of money. And so you got guys like doing fake fellatio for, money on camera because they're eating glizzies, yeah, and people just being like, ice cream. It's so fucking embarrassing. And there was a video of these two of these guys doing it in a New York City street. Like they got their phones set up and they're doing the NPC thing. And then there's like people behind like doing commentary with their phones. Like, who the fuck are these guys? Who the fuck are these fucking dumbasses doing over here? Fucking doing their NPC stream shit in the
Who's
streets
paying
of
them
New
and
York
why?
City. I know, I don't get it. The people, there's this one NPC stream lady who's making like thousands of dollars per stream. I'm like, what the fuck? Who is doing this? Why? Why are you wasting your money on this fucking shit? It's
Yeah, it
embarrassing.
was 100. I know. Yeah, it was 100,000, not 100 million.
Okay.
Although it,
100
there,
million.
it it probably if it did cost 100 million, it would probably still have a shitty line like that
I
and
mean,
stuff.
Spider-Man 3 cost around it cost over $100 million, and that had Spider-Man
And I'd
being
rather watch
mopey,
Spider-Man
crying.
3 than what I saw. I do not like Spider-Man 3. I'd rather watch that again, what I saw. Spider-Man
Mhm.
Lotus, that I dare anyone to watch that piece of shit. It's a fan film. I don't give a shit. It's a shit film. It's Emo Man for 2 hours, where Peter Parker's most unlikable prick,
Mhm.
like just yelling at Mary Jane. He just wanted to be popular.
Like, wow, the tables got turned. Now Mary Jane is the one you sympathize with, not Peter.
But it's hard to sympathize with everybody because they can't act for shit because it's a fan film and they can't act for shit. But
The best
yeah,
fan
it
films
is
are
more.
when the
It
it's
is more
when the
emo than Spider-Man
actors.
3 easily.
Wow.
It is more
So,
emo. There's a 2.5 minute scene where uh, Harry Osborn walks around New York City sad for 2.5 minutes
God.
with the sad song playing for 2.5 minutes. It's just him
Oh
walking
my
around the
god.
fucking city for 2.5 minutes. You don't realize how long it is until you watch it. I just walk for 2.5 minutes to such a moody song.
Mhm.
So sad. It'll be so sad. The whole fucking movie shot like you wearing goddamn sunglasses. Because fucking they did the filter where everything's darker. I know I got glasses on, but I know I don't have fucking sunglasses on. It's called Spider-Man Lotus. It's for free on YouTube. It's not even
Yeah,
worth the price of free. It's fucking 2 hour long too. 2 hours of this
Christ.
guy being sad. Sad sack of shit.
Sounds like you'll just be sad watching it. That's what the end result will be.
Emo man. Fucking more emo than Toby McCryer, for fuck's sake. And no one
So,
can add for shit.
speaking of
There,
acting
go
for
ahead.
shit, like what I was trying to say earlier is that some of the best fan films I've seen is when the people involved they realize their limitations, so they don't have a lot of dialogue, they don't have a lot of stuff where they have to do a lot of serious acting, and they let like their choreography or some of the other stuff speak for itself or really do most of the work. And I think that's where some of the best fan films come from, is from that mindset. Instead of being like, oh, I'm going to be an auteur, I'm going to show everybody that I'm this amazing talented actor or actress, and it's like
And that's
you're
what this
not.
director acted like. Because I looked up interviews and he said, "I'm going to change the way people look at fan films." Like this is how he was talking up the film.
Exactly. That's the wrong
Like
mindset. Just have fun.
go watch Kung Fury. That's actually more
Yes.
creative. And Never Hike Alone. I don't like those assholes, but it was a good film, fan film. I will
Yeah, Womp
admit,
Stomp.
with good
Yeah.
acting. Again, I may dislike those assholes, but Never Hike Alone, the Friday 13th fan film, was good. I will
It's
admit
kind of
that.
like how I feel.
I
You
still
know,
think
the
they're
guys,
assholes, but
the guys who were doing RoboDoc, the guys who did the Pennywise documentary, the guys who did the Robert Englund documentary, I think they do good work. I think one person in particular of that duo needs to work on their social skills, especially on social media. I don't think he handles himself very well. Uh, Gary, at least from my experience. And what's funny is you dealt with the other guy, so it just seems like both of them could learn some lessons in terms of how to deal with criticism, or just how to just deal with social situations through social media better, instead of just blocking people or not listening to people when it comes to their questions or their concerns. Um, but I think part of that's an ego thing. Like who the fuck are you to be telling me, what I should be doing or what is going on? Like you don't know anything. And it's just becomes like a defensive thing.
It's funny. You were talking about those NPC guys, right?
Mhm.
That reminded me of a film I remember seeing called Gamer with Gerard Butler,
Mhm.
where you had people that would take these jobs to be NPCs.
Mhm.
So whether it be like the hooker or just like, okay,
Yeah.
you're hired to do this, and then someone's controlling you to do this.
Mhm.
I'm like, that's what it is, like Gamer, Gerard
Yeah.
Butler, which is I think a fun movie from the guys who did Great 2.
Yeah.
Not only heading for Demolition Man, we're only heading for a Gamer future.
Yeah.
So thank you, Bobby. Sure, I mean, hopefully they're better than Lotus, Spider-Man Lotus, which I don't know why the fuck is called Lotus anyway. For split, I thought it was Lotus Blossom from Ninja Turtles, but of course it's not.
Yeah.
I don't know
There's
what the
nothing like
fuck.
that.
What? I don't know why it's called Lotus. I don't know what Lotus means.
Flower, that's
They
all I
probably don't
know.
know either. Just pick the name from a fucking dictionary. But thank you, Bobby. Thanks for the super chat.
pick the,
Sure,
pick the name
feel
out of a
free, man.
hat. They just had a bunch of random subtitles and they just picked one out of the hat. I'm like, oh, Lotus. All right, that sounds fine. That rolls off the tongue all right. So but
Yeah, Troll Tank, I saw that. That was pretty cool. Thank you, man.
I was talking
And
about Teen Wolf earlier, and I also rewatched both of those movies because I got a very generous request to kind of to talk about like what if Michael J. Fox was in Teen Wolf 2. And in order for me
mm,
to really do that video proper justice, I felt like I had to rewatch both of them. And the first film I think still holds up pretty
mhm,
well, but mainly because of Michael J. Fox. Like Michael J. Fox is just so charismatic, so likable. He even makes such a silly concept endearing and fun to watch.
mhm,
Like if Michael J. Fox wasn't the lead in that movie, I don't think it would be as memorable, let alone be as beloved by a cult
mhm.
following. Um, there's some fun. I honestly some of the
Yes.
most fun that I had with Teen Wolf is really the stuff leading up to him becoming the wolf. Like the stuff where he's hanging out with his friends and the stuff with Styles and Styles doing the surfing on top of the van and just this sort of slow build up to him being the werewolf. But then when you get like werewolf playing basketball, it's like there's only so much you can do with that. And then there's the other sort of cliched stuff about, oh, he's a werewolf now, but he's popular, which, raises other questions. Like, why is he so popular immediately? Like, why aren't more people being like, get the fuck away from me, you freak? But that's kind of the point. They're trying to play around with conventions there. But the sequel, like, I have some nostalgia for that film because I grew up watching it on VHS, but that sucks. The sequel sucks. Like boxing, college box, and there's this whole like big dance number in the middle of the movie. Like after he wins one fight, I'm like, this is a college. Like I didn't even know college boxing was a thing, let alone college. The entire college really give a shit about college boxing. He wins a boxing match, and then everyone in the college is in love with this werewolf boxer, and I'm like, who the fuck cares about college boxing? And they recast Styles, they did all this other
Mhm.
stuff. There's a really cringe-inducing scene where uh Jason Bateman as a werewolf, he jumps up in slow motion and catches a frisbee. Like it's one of the most cringe-inducing fucking scenes I think I've ever seen. It's just like do 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 do, and then jumps up and catches a frisbee. It's like,
No,
man,
I've never really seen them, so I wouldn't know.
good soundtrack though. The second film I would say has a good soundtrack. It's got Oingo Boingo in it. It's got the song "Send Me an Angel" by Real Life, which I think was in Rad. Um,
Yeah, it was.
so good soundtrack. I've seen worse, but I'm not gonna defend that movie. Like that movie was a dog. Um,
Mhm.
but yeah, it was interesting to watch the special features on Teen Wolf. Um, because apparently There was a project that was always intended to be for Michael J. Fox, and they had like a backup plan, maybe like a list of people they might have considered to play the role, but the whole point was to have Michael J. Fox play it. And this is his
Mm,
first major starring role because he didn't get Back to the Future until after he started shooting Teen Wolf. So there was actually a point in
mhm,
time where Michael J. Fox was shooting Teen Wolf and Back to the Future and Family Ties at the same time.
mm. And yeah, no, none of didn't see Equalizer 3. Someone was asking, didn't see the movie.
Did you see the sequel? Because I know you weren't a big fan of this
The
first
second
one.
one,
I didn't care for the first one either.
I didn't like the second one either. No,
Yeah.
just not for me. And I was thinking of, yeah, I don't think Mo J. Fox likes Teen Wolf. At least he never talks
No, he
about it.
doesn't. He doesn't. He was. Yeah, I saw a quote. I haven't seen the documentary still yet, but I do want to. And I think I saw something that he was talking about Teen Wolf, and he's like, "Man, there's like a cult of Teen Wolf fans, and somebody needs to check on that cult. Somebody needs to keep an eye on them." It's like he doesn't, and it's fine. It's a corny, low budget movie he did at the start of his career. He felt kind of ashamed because Spielberg's doing a movie across the way, and here I am doing some dumb werewolf movie. He kind of, I could kind of see where he's coming from. But I thought he was great in it, and honestly, I think he did. I know he said he didn't have the best time making it, probably because of all the makeup. But I think the scenes where he's not in the makeup, it definitely does seem like he was having a good time. I mean, especially the basketball scenes, playing basketball with all the other co-stars. There's a whole scene that
To
just
be
happened
honest,
naturally.
from the clips I've seen the film, I don't blame him for it.
Yeah,
Because I
yeah.
see the clips, it doesn't seem like the best film he's done.
No, it's
Like
not. It
Casualties of
definitely
War
isn't.
and Bright
No.
Lights, Big City and
Yeah, no.
uh,
It's not on the same level as those.
Frighteners.
It's entertaining, but mainly because
Yeah,
of Michael J. Fox, because of his presence, because of his charisma, because of what he brings to
right.
it, and some of the supporting cast members. But like, there's only so much you can do with Teen Wolf. A
Yeah.
werewolf playing basketball and like make that into something that
Crossover with Air
works.
Bud. Teen Wolf versus Air Bud. That'll be the
Yeah,
sequel
exactly.
crossover.
Yeah.
Bitch versus dog. Who will win? Or it'd be like a weird sequel to Bad Moon.
Yeah.
Another werewolf versus dog movie, only this time it's on the basketball court. No Sarah Difference's
But
basketball court.
so
Bad Moon
there's a
2. Golden
there's a funny
Retriever.
thing about the casting with Teen Wolf and it kind of how it parallels to Back to the Future because Eric Stoltz was actually on the list of people that they might have considered if Michael J. Fox was not able to play the role in Teen Wolf. So
Mhm.
I think that's kind of interesting that Eric Stoltz was also on that list of actors that they were potentially looking at. And David Spade, young David Spade, auditioned for the best friend role of Styles.
Mhm.
Um, but they felt like he wasn't right. He was too young, and he just
He had to
didn't
settle
wasn't
for
ready for it.
Police Academy 4.
I
Citizen on
forgot.
Patrol.
I forgot
David
he was
Spade.
in that.
Yeah. I've seen The Secret of My
Uh,
Success. I remember not minding it. Michael J.
I love
Fox.
that one. I think that's honestly that's one of my favorites of his. It's a lot of fun. Great soundtrack too.
I actually like the other one he did, Greedy with Kurt Douglas. I like that
You like
one.
that one a little bit more than I did. I
Yeah.
wasn't as big on it, to be perfectly honest,
Mm,
but Michael J. Fox wasn't the problem.
yeah. By the way, did you see the trailer of that Pet Cemetery movie,
No,
Bloodlines?
Bloodlines, I heard about it. Sounded
The
like
prequel?
absolute piss and shit.
For some reason, Pam Grier is in it, and for some reason, Dave Duchovny is in it.
What? Some weird casting choice, but okay.
And Dave Duchovny looks like he's a corpse. And Pam Grier looked like Wanda Sykes. It's just fucking
You're like David
awful.
Duchovny. What? Mulder.
Yeah, I don't know what I mean. If he just like could fire his agent and stop doing these shitty movies like The Craft Legacy he was
Oh
in,
yeah, I forgot he was in that
and
too.
You People, that awful Eddie Murphy film. Like, fire your agent, man, please. Jesus Christ.
Speaking of
Pam
like
Grier
movies and
recovered
stuff
from
like
Bones.
that, I mean, the longer this strike goes on, like the more we're just gonna get less and less stuff that's gonna be coming out for the next year or two. And that's why I think the studios have pushed things forward for next year. Um,
Good.
it is what it is. I think maybe a break could be good. Maybe make it so people put a little bit more effort into certain things. You know,
Thank you,
instead of
Elijah.
half-ass stuff so much in terms of writing, because it's like, oh, maybe there's a chance that our days could potentially be numbered, so we better work our asses off and put in a better product.
For some reason, I'm not going to hold my breath, but I hope that's the case. Or there be more shitty fan films,
Yeah,
Experiment Lotus.
just be more stuff like that, or more movies that's just like, oh well, we're gonna take even less risks now. See, that could happen too, where they're like, we're gonna take even less risks now once this is all over. So
It was
more
funny the other
sequels, more
day.
reboots, more remakes, more prequels, more adaptations of comics and video games and board games till the end of time.
But it's also interesting. Like the other day, I got a request and I watched for the first time Soylent Green.
Yeah.
And it's interesting when you watch like
People.
how that fits into the world today:
Hmm.
pollution, overpopulation,
Yeah.
government control. And
Hmm.
I forgot, just my first time seeing it. That movie took place in 2022,
Yeah.
last year. So, uh,
It's one of those sci-fi films that was ahead of its time in a lot of ways when you think about it. Similar to
yeah,
RoboCop in
Soylent
terms of
Green.
showing certain aspects of society, how things could potentially look in the future. RoboCop in particular really showed the aspect of corporations being political corporations, going beyond just the business sector. And that was frightening then, and like now it's just reality. That's just like OCP. Like, there's not just one OCP. Like, there's numerous OCPs that run, the country. There's all kinds of Dick Joneses. There's all kinds of old men. Like, it's not, and there is no RoboCop to topple them. So
Well, Turtle Taint, please feel free, man. No, I've never seen Undertow, Lou Diamond Phillips. I've heard of it
I
with him
have
and
that on
Charles Dance.
VHS. I haven't seen it yet either. It looked interesting. Looked like it could have some potential. Lou Diamond Phillips, Charles Dance. I don't think it's an action film though. I think it's just more of like a
Right.
thriller or something. Kind of
Drama
similar to
thriller,
Hard
yeah.
Rain, but with
Hmm.
less action.
And no, I've never seen Agora 2009 Libracast. Never heard of it. And no, I've never seen
Yeah.
Collins Key. Never heard of that either. So sorry.
Which one?
And you saw someone called some TV show named Collins Key. Never heard of it.
No, I haven't heard of it either.
Apparently, it lasts for 8 years, but never heard of it. Go figure. And you saw me, ma'am. I'm sorry you did. It wasn't. I'm sure it wasn't worth it. Unless you want to see April O'Neil puke for a minute and a bunch of other bullshit. Turtles being gap tooth fucking meth heads.
Oh, the New Mutant Mayhem. Like, I have that on my
Yeah.
watch list. I downloaded a 4K rip of it, so I can watch it in high definition and HDR. I don't think
I
that'll
see
probably
all the
make that much
shit
of a
in HD.
difference. Yeah, I don't think it'll probably make that much of a difference, but I think it'll probably be a good video that a lot of people will probably want to watch. So I don't know.
Now, that's cool, Leo Ralph, if you liked it. You're banned. No, I'm just kidding. No, there's nothing wrong if you liked it. We just agree to disagree. I hated the fucking movie. That was a piece of shit.
Which one is worse,
Raph,
Mutant Mayhem
Raph is a
or Fast X?
Mutant Mayhem. I'm
Hmm.
more of a Ninja Turtles fan.
Yeah.
I mean, well, they have like teenagers. Yeah, they have like annoying fucking douchebag asshole meth heads. And Donnie sounds like he's 5 years old and he's not out of puberty for another 50 years. And Mikey sounds like he's got two kids to feed. Or he's like Benny from I got five kids to feed. I
Screw
thought it was four.
you, Bunny!
Yeah, so Mikey got five kids to feed. I was hoping Arnold would come out and just type of put a fucking screw in his face. Screw
Screw
you!
you, Mikey!
I wish that happened. It would have been better, man. And Arnold Schwarzenegger is Shredder. He comes in and just fucking kills them all, and he wins. I want the Shredder to win in this universe. And now I'm supposed to give a shit that they're in high school and high school problems. What do you fucking do?
Yeah,
I care
no.
about them doing fucking homework. And I don't know, maybe they don't wear jaw straps on their fucking heads. I don't know, maybe they don't do a weird science, bring a fucking
Yeah, weird
lady out of the
science.
fucking wear bras on your head. Why are you wearing bras on your head? Fucking Jamos.
Uh,
No, never seen the Santa for Washington. Uh,
I've heard about
just
that
like
one. I haven't seen it though.
let's see.
I think
I
that's a
don't know what Mercury
drama.
Man is.
Mercury Man is an
Okay,
action movie. I have it on DVD. It stars this like foreign martial artist guy,
hmm,
and it's like a superhero sort of thing, but I haven't
hmm,
seen it yet.
I've never heard
I
of
got
it.
it for cheap somewhere, and I was like, "Oh, it could be fun for martial arts, for some fight choreography or something."
Yeah, people like me and Ma'am, that's fine. I just see nothing. I see nothing redeemable in that movie.
Yeah.
There's barely any action. The animation was done better in Spider Verse. The
Mhm.
voices are awful. The turtles
So,
are awful beings. They laugh at innocent people getting killed, but for some reason I'm supposed to fucking like them. Splinter's
yeah,
dating some fucking cockroach that probably was a guy at first, and then they fucking changed their mind, and then they turned into a
yeah.
girl because they were
Sounds like
too
it's
butthurt.
an example of diminishing returns, like the Fast and Furious franchise. I haven't seen Fast X yet, but I did revisit all of the other ones, including Hobbs and Shaw, while I was, sick with the virus. And
Yeah,
I have fun with a fair amount of those movies. Uh, but it really did start to jump the shark with Fast Six for me. Or Fast 7 actually. That's the one where it was like, oh, Fast 6 had its moments too, but Fast 7 was the one where it really started to jump the shark. With the ending with Vin Diesel and the collapsing fucking parking structure and all that shit. Um and then afterwards, like I could have some fun with the eighth one, with some of the action, and had some fun with Hobbs and Shaw, but I couldn't get to like 9. Like 9 I thought sucked. I did not like Fast 9. Like I mean, it doesn't
yeah,
help John Cena's there. You got some generic European bad guy, Euro trash piece of shit. Charlize Theron is back with the worst haircut ever. Like, what are you gonna join the Three Stooges with that shit? What the fuck is that? Um,
let me answer this real quick. What if you're
and
going
they
to the
go to
theater, guy?
space.
I guess Bobby, if you maybe you're thinking I'll be in the sequel, Last Action Hero. So I guess because that's the only way I can see that scenario happen. If that's the case, then I'm for it because I like Last Action Hero. So I'll be
Yeah.
in the sequel. I'll be in the sequel.
No
That's
sequel
an
for
underrated movie. And
you.
that's 30th anniversary this year. because that was 93.
Good 4K too if you have a 4K setup. I definitely do recommend getting the 4K.
Thank you, Bobby. And yeah, Last Action Hero, I never hated it. Never
I
hated
didn't
it.
either. As a kid, I had fun with it. I enjoyed it because there were a lot of things for like a teenager or younger kid to enjoy in terms of like, oh, you can put yourself in the kid's shoes, like you're, like Danny and going into the movies and all that stuff. And as an adult, there was a lot more to appreciate because I'd watched a lot more action movies. So there was a lot more references that I caught. There was a lot more things that I like, oh, okay, all right. Like alternate universe stuff. Like what if Stallone was in the Terminator franchise, and all this
Terminator 2,
other
yeah.
stuff going on. And it's just a fun comic book movie. Like that's a good way to it's a very much a comic book kind of film. And just the satire elements, the willingness to poke fun at the genre, I thought was way more clever than people gave it credit for. Like the angry police captain, and just the brilliance of Jack Slater just being like, "Shut up!" Like, no, I'm not going to listen to this shit. I don't listen to it anymore. Stop
Yeah,
being
that
so
was
angry.
Frank McRae, the police chief, who
Hmm.
was also the police chief in another comedy, Loaded Weapon 1,
Yeah,
the same year. Samuel L. Jackson and
which is another
Emilio
fun
Estevez.
parody of the action genre.
Give me your name. Is it your parents supposed to do that? No, give me a name. Yeah, I love both
Like
those
that one's
movies.
arguably even more underrated than Last Action Hero because Last Action Hero, like that does have a cult following nowadays, but like Loaded Weapon 1, not even on Blu-ray officially. People don't really
No.
talk about that one as much, unless they're talking about Tim Curry, because apparently his Wilderness Girls thing has transcended, you know, because his Wilderness Girls character is even shown in the It documentary where they're showing all these different like photos throughout his career
Yeah.
of his big most memorable roles, and there's him as the Wilderness Girl from Loaded Weapon 1.
Yeah, everybody was in that movie. You had Emilio Estevez and Sam Jackson. You had
Yeah,
Charlie Sheen and Bruce Willis in a great
yeah, John
cameo.
Lovitz.
Charlie Sheen. You had J.T. Walsh. You had Whoopi
Yeah,
Goldberg. You had James Doohan, Scotty from Star Trek. Yeah, William Shatner is the main
yeah.
villain. Uh,
The Bruce Willis cameo is one of my favorites on when it comes to just random cameos in anything. Just blow up his house. His fucking just blow up his motorhome.
yeah, they're both a lot of fun.
Trying to remember what did he
Let's see
say? What did he say in that?
who.
Bruce Willis. Like what was his whole thing?
Well, they're asking, is this the right address?
Yeah.
No, it's two ways that way. Sorry, my mistake. No problem.
Yeah, no
No
problem.
problem. He's waving the white flag and surrender. It's the Rod House.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no problem. No problem. And also that same year, another fun parody, Hot Shots Part Deux.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, the great take on Rambo 3 fight
Mm-hmm.
where he hits the guy and the walnuts come out of the mouth
I
and
think I saw
fucking
that before I even saw Rambo 3 because I didn't necessarily know exactly what it was parodying. I just thought it was funny, the punching the guy in the nuts, walnuts come out, the whole thing of putting M and M's and caramel or whatever on his
oh
fists.
yeah on the roof, yeah.
Yeah,
And then I always remember the joke where like people jump out of the plane, they're like Geronimo, Geronimo, and here's a Native American guy, me, like his name, me.
Richard
Of course,
Crenna
the
be
yeah,
doing a parody of
the Troutman.
Trotman character.
I was
Um,
divorced twice. Ooh, she was. I also remember the scene with
and
the him shooting everything. More
Yes.
violent than RoboCop.
That's
More
one of my
violent than
favorite.
Rambo. Total
That's one of my
Recall.
favorite jokes. Bloodiest
Most violent
movie
movie ever.
ever. And he's like firing the gun on the boat, and there's just all these fucking shells in the back, this mountain of shells in the background that
It's
starts,
like get taller and taller, taller.
and then the boat
Around it.
starts sinking. Um,
Yeah, of course, yeah. The chick
yeah,
arrow, of course.
the chicken arrow, and
Even the battery, the bunny, it
uh-huh,
keeps going and going.
going.
So Lloyd Bridges,
Miguel Ferrar was
yeah.
good in that too.
Uh, Let me answer some questions here. I've never heard of the band Arctic Monkeys. Sorry, I don't know who that
I've
is.
heard a couple of their songs. Don't mind them. Been a while since I heard them, but not not too bad for pop.
Uh, One sequel for each of you action stars you wish happened. I guess like
Like a
an action
sequel.
star making a sequel. I guess you wish
Oh,
it happened.
hmm, hmm.
Back in the day, Cobra 2.
Yeah, that's a good
Like if
one.
it was
That's a
like
good one.
80, 88, 89, Cobra
Yeah,
2,
yeah.
88 or something.
A lot of the sequels that I wanted to see in that era, other than like Cobra 2 or something, I basically got to see. So I would
Or like
say like
Commando 2. That'd be cool.
Commando 2, that could have been fun. But honestly, I'm gonna go with Dread. I'm gonna go with Dread 2. Because I still can't believe we haven't gotten a sequel to that.
Oh, Carl Urban. Okay, cool. Yeah.
And Carl
Yeah,
Urban.
absolutely. Would have been nice to see that.
To see Dread, in a different sort of environment. So it's not one of those things where it's just another go from one level to the next, a little bit more
Yeah,
open sort of space, maybe with a different sort of villain like Judge Death. It would have been cool to see Judge Death actually on the big screen.
maybe even push the satiric a little bit more
Yeah.
of the world
Yeah.
of the the getting arrested for the most pithy of crimes. You know, you throw a rapper down, you get 5 years. Yeah, that type of thing.
Like Demolition
Which
Man.
RoboCop 2 did that. Yeah,
Yeah.
RoboCop 2 with the
RoboCop
don't
2,
smoke.
like, I still see, like, I'm on a RoboCop fan group on Facebook, and somebody had made a post. It was like RoboCop 2 sucks, and RoboCop 3 is so much better. And I'm like, what the hell? Like, I don't get how you can be a fan of RoboCop as a character or the franchise in general, and think RoboCop 3 is better than RoboCop 2. It's still something that just doesn't compute. Does not compute. And RoboCop 2 was ahead of its time with a lot of its satire, like the stuff about being politically correct, messing with his programming, giving him all these fucking useless prime directives. Like, that's some clever shit that was way ahead of its time. Because that's what a lot of people are doing nowadays, just trying to be politically correct, like program things. And well,
Hmm.
it can't be like this. This isn't politically correct. This isn't, like, we got to think about the children. He's fucking giving lectures to the kids who are robbing the store.
Oh yeah, didn't they like baseball uniforms in
Yeah,
the RoboCop
they were
2?
little
Yeah, like
leaguers,
little league.
and they were with
Yeah,
they were with their coach. Their coach was the
yeah,
ringleader.
yeah. That's right.
That movie's so fucked up
Yeah,
when you think about it. That's part of
yeah.
what
I
made
always
it
like
so
RoboCop
fun.
2.
Because it was ballsy. Like, it had balls of steel. It was like, yeah, there's a drug dealing kid, and he's a fucking asshole who kills people and shoots
And he
them.
gets killed.
Yeah.
And he gets killed like he should have, in my opinion. Uh, yeah, I always like. I mean, not as good as the first one, but
No.
no one has said it was. But it's still a fun sequel.
And of course, you got Robocaine. I mean, you can't go wrong with Robocaine. It's a lot better than
Yeah, I
Evil
mean,
Steve Martin. Your villain in RoboCop 3 is Evil Steve Martin. There's no contest. I'm sorry. Robocaine? or evil Steve Martin.
Yeah, that's true. And yeah, Nippy, I would like. I mean, Tango and Cash 2 would have been fun in like the early '90s.
Yeah,
Sure, I'd be
yeah,
open to that if done right.
definitely.
If done right, of course. Like
Although at the same
anything.
time, I kind of think I don't know if they'd be able to capture like it's just like that magic. The same magic might not have been there in a sequel, and
Well, if it was
times
like
had
Lethal
changed.
Weapon, like Lethal Weapon 2, Lethal Weapon 3, which were again, or
Yeah,
Lethal Weapon 3 and the movies I like.
yeah,
If it was able to capture like that kind of thing, I think it could have been fun. Like Bad Boys 2, I like,
yeah.
as well as Bad
Bad
Boys
Boys 2
1.
is I think that's underrated as well. Like I've always enjoyed that one. Like that is just pure insanity. Like just an insane action film. So over the top, so ridiculous, but so
And
entertaining. But
now,
how can you not be entertained by the scene with the on the highway with the cars falling off the thing and all of the and then the dead bodies and things just going to just absolute insane levels of carnage.
that movie's definitely insane. And now Will Smith is insane. So that's how things turn.
Yeah. Speaking of Bad Boys, they're gonna do another one. They probably still will, but they gotta wait till the strike, whatever passes over. I heard that Beetlejuice
Mhm.
2, which is another thing that I'm kind of like, I don't know if we really need
Yeah, they're
that.
doing it.
It needs like just a two more days of shooting, and then it's done. Apparently, I'm like,
You look forward to that.
I wish I could, because I like Beetlejuice and Tim Burton's
Well, so do I. I
back
like Beetlejuice.
and Michael Keaton is back and but there's certain people that definitely aren't back. Alec Baldwin's definitely not back. He won't be back for a long time if he ever will be. Um and I think I heard some I don't think Gina Davis is going to be in it either, which I'm kind of surprised by.
Hmm.
But Winona Ryder's there probably because what are you going to do with Gina Davis if Alec Baldwin like how are they going to explain that Alec Baldwin's character like somehow died again? like
Eaten by the worm.
yeah,
He's
okay.
eaten by that worm.
Eaten by the sandworm. All right.
Well,
That's
they probably leave it. Well, they move. I don't know. They moved out of the house. They gave the
they
house to
moved out of
him,
the
and they'll probably
house.
be living somewhere else.
Yeah. Yeah. I know Catherine
So I
O'Hara,
guess,
she's gonna be in it. Jeffrey Jones, they'll probably just kill us character off screen. Be like, oh, dad died. That sort of thing.
yeah.
Um I'm leery about, the new It girl, Jenna Ortega, being in it, because I'm not really a big fan of hers. So that kind of makes me a little leery of it. Also because the fact it's a sequel so many years too late. And just because the original director is back or people from the original are back, that doesn't mean anything. Look what happened with Bill and Ted 3.
Well, let me ask you,
Original writers,
What was the last Tim Burton film you liked?
Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. That was it.
What year was that?
What was it? Sometime in the 2010s.
So it's been a while.
Yeah, it was 2016.
Hmm.
And I haven't seen Wednesday. I heard that's not that bad. So I think that's a big reason why he's even getting the job to do Beetlejuice 2 is because of the breakout success of Wednesday. And that's why Jenna Ortega is in it because, oh, well, she was
Oh,
Wednesday in
yeah.
that hit show that went viral on TikTok. So
Hmm.
gotta have her and Beetlejuice 2 play Winona Ryder's daughter.
I'm not interested. I don't need a Beetlejuice 2. I like the first one.
Yeah.
Uh, it's too late. It's been too long. And the last
And
time Michael
also I
Keaton came
heard,
out for a role was Batman. And look how
yeah,
that
and
shit ended.
Keaton's character, Beetlejuice, like he has a wife now, played by Monica Bellucci, apparently. I'm like, when did he get a wife? And is it just going to be a
Why
lot
would
of
he have a
like,
wife?
he's a cuck? Is that what they're going to do? Beetlejuice is a cuck to his wife. She just belittles him and treats him like shit.
Why does he need a wife? In the first film, he had the whole thing where all the strip clubs and stuff he could go to. Remember all those places he'd go to?
He,
Why does he need a wife?
he was gonna marry Lydia, but that was different. But yeah, but I agree
Yeah,
with
for the
you.
shits and giggles, but
Yeah, because he's a ghost of the most. Like he doesn't need a wife.
yeah, the most fucking chains around his balls when he's carried around by his Belushi, or sorry, Monica Bellucci, or the ghost of Belushi. Of fucking, who knows? Fuck it.
Uh,
Give a fuck about Beetlejuice too.
well, at least it's not Beetlejuice Goes Hawaiian. At least it's not Beetlejuice Goes Hawaiian, because that was the original sequel they were going to do, and I'm so glad that didn't get made. What a piece of shit that would have been. Beetlejuice Goes Hawaiian.
Well, you know. No, I didn't see Aquaman 2 trailer. I don't give a fuck. Aquaman 2.
What,
Don't
you
give a
don't
fuck
care
about
about him
Aquaman
riding a
1.
seahorse? Like that's the big thing people are
No.
going crazy
Does he
over.
fuck it? Does he fuck it? You know Aquaman's fucking seahorses. You know that,
Yeah,
folks. He's doing.
fucking those
That's his
fish. Yeah.
fetish. It's like people have fetish for feet. And some people have fetish for furries. He has fetish for the juicy fruits of the sea. He's the seaman of the sea. He's got the seaman over in and out of him for Jason Mamma Mia.
Mm,
So
that film's got a bomb.
he
It's got a
flosses
bomb.
his ass with eels, and he fucking. I don't give a shit about riding seahorses. You ride it
Yeah.
in a pogo stick out of the fucking ocean. He can drown again and again. I don't give a fuck about Jason Mamma Mia. I don't give a fuck about how many fish he fuck. I don't give a fuck about any of it. Don't give a shit. Tired of superhero movies. I'm tired
Yeah.
of DC movies. They say it's best test rate. Was Amber Turd in it? Maybe it was so bad because she took a shit on every fucking seat. Fucking, she likes doing that. Oh yeah,
Yeah,
okay, I
they
forgot
did.
about
Yeah, I
that.
remember that. Yeah. Yeah.
Just watch that instead. Don't need a Beetlejuice too. But I guess I'll end it here. I usually go for about 2 hours. That's a pretty
Hmm.
good length. So thank you guys for coming by. Thanks, Mike, for taking your time. It was fun to see you again. Wish you the best and then better in health.
Thank you.
And you guys out there, take care, be careful during the week and the weekend. And yeah, we will see you guys later. Take care. Ciao for now.
See ya.
Bye bye.